solid picks in the jungle. Again, LGD, all they have to do is starve that Azure Golem, and then it's kind of just like a sundown on Luna, but they go for the Dune in the jungle. Again, being a solid pick for all of Season 2 Invitational, being able to soak damage, a great front line. It just gives them everything that they need going into Game 3 to potentially give them a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, but let's not count, Loops out just yet. I think one of the things they need to really keep their eyes on is the ability to split the fight. If Loops can find the marker to split the fight into 2 or even 3 segments, I think Loops have it in the bag, because we have already seen the surviving potential of just the Lady Sun along with the Ming is not great, right? So Loops just has to separate them from the rest of the lineup on LGD. They should be able to turn that fight around. Well, easier said than done.
I mean, yeah, you'd like to think so, with the fact that they've got a Mai Shiranui, they've got a Mayin, and then they've also got the Unbridled Rage from the Zhong Fei. So a lot of pushing away. Just they need to be able to bring in the Fang, bring in the Luna to just basically capitalize on the push away from these teams, because if they don't, then they're kind of just pushing it away for no reason at all, because that's where their true damage is going to really come from. Is if the Mai's not able to get to the back of the line, they've got to rely on the Fang or the Luna. And this is Game 3. Those watching at home and those newly just tuned in, this could be the upset of the century for Loop Esports after a promising Game 1, but again, we cannot count them out. They have a little bit of a different team comp here in Game 3, but like you just said there, Kin, a good little bit of extra farming in the mid lane.
Yeah, let's take a look at Luna for this point being played by ABH. So, the combination for Luna is a 1 skill 1 ultimate, second skill ultimate. This takes advantage of the refresh mechanic in her skills as well. This is going to come in the Crescent Slice into the New Moon as well. As we have already seen, ABH very potent on this hero as well. And so if the combination makes sense for them, he could potentially turn and wipe out the side of LGD. It really depends on whether the team can set up nicely for him. And this is going to be a very important job coming from Tempest as well as Mithy.
Yeah, just peeping the little bit of a change of lane here that we've seen as the first time, I think it is in Global, really, when we see in Season 2 Invitational that see the farm lane go up to the mid lane, especially when they're going against the Mai Shiranui, because Lady Chen does not have the easiest of laning phases against an assassin, and obviously, there's a little bit more farm there to be had for Lady Sun, and with her being a late game hero, if you can get her any little bit of bonus gold in the early game, it's just going to mean that she activates a lot sooner, especially when she gets those items. So playing her in the mid lane against the Mai Shiranui, especially paired with Ming as well, I think is probably a really good strat here for the side of LGD. We do see the teleport mechanic come through on the side of LGD as well. Musang King is already looking pretty prevalent in the bot side, stealing a little bit more gold. It looks like they're trying to set up a perfect storm for when this Tyrant, the first Tyrant of the game, shows up.
Yep, LGD already showcasing a slightly better understanding, right? And giving the best win conditions possible for the side of their teammates, because there's huge wave clear, there's huge burst coming in, and they will not be able to kill him set still.
Oh, Sun C looking at 2v1 here. Mai pushing away, but that was the getaway card. Oh no, Kank, there's too many kicks away, Kin. Too many kicks away, and Sun C gets to live to see another day.
I thought he was gone. I legit thought he was gone.
Honestly, the set sail, I mean, he didn't even set sail, but he definitely set sail that his dreams of being able to escape in that 2v1 situation on the side of LGD. So props to LGD for getting out of there, but a little bit of a overly aggressive kicks from Loops, it seems. Obviously, yes, it was aided by the flash on the side of LGD, but it was they could have definitely closed that out before he even got to flash. But we see that Fang is trying to clear this bot lane. Lady Shen still prevalent down into the bot lane as well, whereas Lady Sun is keeping it calm and collective in the mid lane, so she gets more gold. But Xiang going in for another dose of death. The ultimate shell white connect there onto ABH, but Ming getting the first blood. What a violation to give your support player the first blood in Game 3 of the semi-finals, kid.
Yep, and with Glide, I mean, okay, Glide does some damage, but what was that last hit?
Oh, okay, Zia goes down, they pay for it, they take penance from the side of Loop Esports. Mithy is in there soaking a lot of damage, and Dune is not a hero that can deal a lot of damage, but with Lady Sun, the dual ladies by his side, walking him down to the lane, they are able to get this tier 1 turret in the mid lane very early on from Loop Esports, but they're still not done. The Azure Golem does go down, Luna is able to keep it up though. Sun C was looking for a victim on his boat, and Fang could be the one. Oh, they was checking the bush. I think that was probably a really good call because they're able to pick up the Crimson Golem now from Loop Esports.
Yep, so just playing around with the map objectives at this point. Let's take a look at the growth of the items. Already building halfway into was the Long Night Guardian for the side of the Dun. So Musang King already very tanky, along with the Patrol X as well. Itemization for the growth, it looks like Lady Chen has the Stone of Sorcery already, so some minor bursts coming in. But more importantly, on this Lady Sun, Mr. JR so close towards that Eternity Blade already.
Yeah, you can already see the efforts of trying to gain as much gold as he could in the early game, especially with the help of Ming, is just enabled him to get that Eternity Blade a little bit quicker than Loops would have hoped for. But Tempest looking for a tried and tested tactic here in the bush, looking for a bit of a patient play. We also see that Kank is there as well. Okay, she goes into the bush. JR was a little bit unsuspected. Ming is all on his own as well, but is he going to be able to escape? No. Yes, he is able to escape. What is Loops doing? They are just letting these slippery heroes get out of there, but what is not getting out of there is Fang. Sherry falling down. Mithy looking to be the next victim of LGD, but he's able to use the Unbridled Rage to jump over the wall to escape as well. So both of these teams are letting some heroes slip here, which is could be a detriment for them. Luna was sitting in that bush just hoping that they wouldn't come there for that Azure Golem, but she does lose the Azure Golem buff. So blue buff for Luna is not going to be in this part of the game.
It's a tough one for the side of Loops, but they still have the potential to come back right now. Oh, once again, nice catch. Oh,
nice catch there for Tempest, but Sunsea is very close by setting sails onto the Mayin, but isn't able to claim a kill because with Sunsea, he has a great defense, but his early game attack damage is probably not the best to go 1v1 against the Mayin, especially a hero that can HP regen just by standing still. Is able to get shield as well, so but fortunately over to the side of Loop Esports, they're able to take the farm lane T1, so they are no longer turretless. They're able to take some turrets in on the side of LGD as well, hopefully trying to get this Overlord from themselves, but we see that Siang is very much close by. He knows what's going on here. Sun C was waiting for ABH to come over the wall, and nothing comes of it. We do see the Overlord is taken down thanks to Zeri though, so paying dividends to the Fang pick this time around, able to close a jungle objective on the side of Loop Esports.
Yep, so this is the thing, right? You never count Loops out. I really like the draft. It shows you the possible win conditions, right? Tempest, if he's able to get JR away from Zhe, no links available, he can kill him almost instantaneously. At the same time, ABH will be able to jump into the backlines with the Crescent Slice, with the passive, with the New Moon as well. So you can see the benefits, you can see the merits. Right now, it's just can they even up the farm? Can they get the equal experience as well to be able to stand toe-to-toe?
Yep, I thought that Mithy was able to get the smite edge there for the Azure Golem on the side of Loops Esports, but not quite. We did see that Dune was able to pick that up thanks to the Unbridled, the Unruly Blade. And there's the set sail. He's looking for those stray from the team fights. He is not wanting a gank from the Mayin or the Mai Shiranui here, or even the Luna. There's this potential gank central from the side of Loop Esports, and to be honest, Sunsea is the best hero to counter that because he can just check those bushes really fast. If he does secure and lands on a target, it's pretty much game over for these squishier heroes.
Yep, and it feels like we're already in the late game status of the game, but it's only 8.5 minutes, and it feels like, you know, LGD just have such a strong lead, even though it's just 3,000 gold ahead. And, you know, one of the things that I put as a marker is, can they force out the longevity from Zhe? And so far, in this game, Loops have not been able to force that hand yet. And that tells you volumes here, once again, 101.
One-on-one, Tempest in the clash lane, not really going anywhere with that one, but we've seen it once or twice, the 1v1s. against Sunset and the Mayin, and it's not quite as fruitful as we'd like it to be or action-packed. But speaking of action-packed, we do see that the Tyrant goes over to the side of Loops. They do lose the Clash Lane T1, however, for the trade of the Tyrant. But I suppose when you've gone from such weak jungle games from game 1 to game 2, getting those Tyrants is going to make LGD sweat a little bit more because of that damage output. We see that JR is putting a lot of pressure onto Tempest and looking to try and take this T2. So the Tyrant trade for T2 into the Clash Lane, I don't think that's becoming a positive trade for LGD right now, because that high ground turret is now open up to LGD.
Yep, so definitely not fair, right? LGD looking so strong at this point, and yes, they are strong, but Loops, they still have one entry point, right? So the benefit of playing against a Ming and Lady Sun combo is probably most of the time they will be together. If they can set up ABH as well as Kanka to really come in at the same time, catch both of them, it could be an instant melt, right? So I'm hoping to be able to see that from Loops. We'll see if they can find that positioning, and that opens up the doors for Zeri to really try and split the fight, get the kills on maybe, you know, the Lady Sun as well, maybe even Xiang. Yeah, Musang King out of the picture at this point.
Yeah, look at that gold difference across the board. All pretty much go in favor of LGD bar the Clash Lane. It's very close in the mid lane and very much close in the farm lane as well, but the jungle is definitely where it separates. But look at, speaking of melting, they melt the Shadow Tyrant and they're melting the T1 in the farm lane as well, looking to aggress this higher ground turret. But Fang's ultimate is able to just clear out those minion waves without getting a little bit too close or caught out onto the side of Loop. There's the Unbridled Rage from Miffy. Is there going to be a bit of a connect? But no, Loops does not decide to push or play for that team fight, and Miffy's fallen here. This could be a huge detriment to their team fight and their base. Now that they lose the higher ground turret as well, we have a full strong force of LGD. Sun C to the back line as well, trying to just push and put pressure into the base. Luna is looking pretty low. She goes down. ABH is down. Kank is down. We see a 4-1 trade for the side of LGD. LGD looking to take a clean 3-0 from the side of Loop Esports. They have no minions here, but they are hoping that Doom can tank the Crystal enough, and he did. That's the show the true power of the Doom pick. He's able to soak the Crystal damage and able to take Game 3. 3-0 kin. Semi-final.